So, let's recap. It's been a hot minute since the last time we played. So, to
Hmm.
give the rundown of what's happening right now, you've started this journey to help Varys find his friend, who is apparently in the northeastern part of the country in the area of South, and so uh, you've got at least you're on your second or third day of traveling along this road in the Sylar region, and you're doing a what adventurers do, exploring the road, journeying to other far off areas within the empire. And after the first day and a half, it became apparent that this road that you're on is fairly well traveled. So it was strange that you didn't see too many people that were traveling there with you. And it wasn't until uh, there was a band of goblins and hobgoblins that sought to take opportunity to pillage and round up your horses when two of you had left off to explore some of the ruins that were nearby. And a brief combat ensued. And luckily, there wasn't anything too dire. You were able to handle them with ease, keeping your newly minted horses in your possession as well. And it's here in the aftermath, on this forest road, that we pick up. So, in this area, the trees are starting to get thicker the farther you go in. There was enough underbrush and growth that the goblins could hide a little bit further up along the left and right sides of the road. You've killed most of the goblins. I don't think anyone survived, if I recall correctly, including some owl bears that they had tamed and ridden. And at this point, I'd say 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, kind of late afternoon area. The sun is far to the west. There are a few brief clouds in the area, but it's, a pretty calm, mild-mannered day, which has been nice for traveling. And now you've just worked up a little bit of a sweat in this combat. So, Sunsteel Syndicate, in the aftermath of this battle, what do you wish to do?
Wow, it's good to be back. Let's see. I think
Well, I don't.
Ignatz is kind of coming down off of that battle high a little bit. He's gonna kind of wander around and look at the damage.
Okay. There's
Ignat, it's probably not a good idea to stick around the area. Where there's one goblin, there's bound to be more of them. So we best get a quick move on before we get circled again.
You think they'd
Yeah, I
come
agree
after
with
us
that.
after what we just did?
Oh, absolutely. Those creatures, they are dedicated. Doesn't matter how many of them you knock down, they'll keep coming back for blood. So it's best if we clear out of here quickly.
Ilea kind of says, "Well, that much is true. Their best strength is their numbers. This was only a small band that we saw here."
Yeah, just a small detachment. So I, I'd hate to see the larger army.
Ignatz kind of has this 1,000-yard stare a little bit.
Hey, you listening? I said we better
Hmm?
get out of here. Yeah,
Oh,
Ignis. Yeah,
yeah. Let's go. Um,
and with that, I'll try to rattle up the horses and I'll mount up for sure.
Okay.
yeah.
Kind of
So
ready to bounce.
Yeah.
It does take you a little bit longer. The horses have been a bit riled up, with the nearby events. Kaiser, he seems to be the one who's handling it the best out of the 4 horses.
Yeah.
Lista, for her part, she seems like she hasn't been bothered by anything, actually. Just kind of watching the whole thing with the... there's some kind of character in a TV show that I'm trying to think that her personality kind of reminds me of, and I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. Almost like an...
Raven from Teen Titans.
I was going to go more like an April Ludgate from Parks and Rec. just kind of there. But eventually you do get the horses underway, and you're continuing following the path northeast. So is there any particular marching order that you wish to align with your horses on this path?
I might suggest that Mallory take the lead for this one.
Sure.
With Ignatz closely behind.
Deal.
Okay. So we'll put Mallory in front, Ignatz. Aaliyah will take the back. All right. So you continue down the road, and I'll say it's about another hour or so of traveling. Are you just going at a regular trot pace, or how fast are you wanting to go? If you look at the map,
I was gonna say, can we go at kind of like a brisk run, just so we're covering a little more ground to get out of this area in particular?
yeah, kind of like a trot or a canter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a canter. And then once we're fairly clear, then we can slow down to a walk.
Okay, I don't have the image of the map loaded in Foundry, but it's on the Google Drive.
Got it.
So currently at your current position, you guys are about, or where the Goblin raid happened was about just a little bit before the North Fork by Lantern's Edge. So you cross the one bridge and you follow that road, and you're probably an hour or so before that next bridge.
Okay.
And as you traveled through this road, the pine forest gets thicker. The evergreen trees still there. Only slight dustings of snow on the topmost regions of these trees at this point now. The ground underneath is riddled with the dried pine needles, pine cones everywhere, but the ground is still soft from the melting snow. As you're going at a brisk pace, it's still chill. You're starting to notice that there's a bit more of a rise in humidity, and so even though it's not cold and snowy, it's still there's still an occasional gust of wind that kind of pierces through your cloaks. Mallory, when you're at front, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
As we're going, would we be able to get a short rest in as we go, or no?
I'd say if you were going at just a regular walk pace with your horses, yeah, but you guys are going a little bit faster. Just the motion of trying to maintain and get used to it. It's not exactly a relaxing ride.
Sure.
Perception, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because we were trying to get away from... Sorry, go ahead. I'm interrupting. After you.
Oh, I got a 17.
17. Okay. I guess before that, on that note, if you guys wanted to take a short rest, once you got a few minutes removed away from the scene, or if you just want to continue on the road, that's up to you.
I would benefit from a short rest.
I'm okay with that.
The only thing to consider is that
I was to say, if we take a short rest, then we might not make it to our next point before nightfall, before dark.
it's still the sun, even though it's late afternoon. the nights are still pretty long, so nightfall is still relatively close. So by the time you'd finish
Okay.
a short rest, it would be past sunset.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Let's just ride while there's light then.
Okay. So you get to, as you're continuing, and you're noticing these changes in the environment. The well-worn road winding through the pine forests. It's thick enough that you can't see the horizon ahead or behind you anymore. The only ambiance that you hear is that of the wildlife, the birds. Some crickets start to begin their songs as the sun is beginning to set. And it's at this point, Mallory, that you hear ahead of you, maybe 200 feet or so, shouts and yelling and grunting, and it sounds like there's some kind of a fight happening ahead that you can't see yet because of the winding path of the road through the trees.
Okay. I'll kind of hold my hand up so they'll kind of stop behind me.
Okay.
And see if anyone else can hear it.
What's your elf eyes see?
Okay.
Such my
wait.
elf is here.
So you kind of point it out to
Do-
the others, and
Yeah.
start. You guys can also make out the sounds of yelling, groaning, shouts of pain and exertion. And
Does it sound like a big fight, or is this just like a few people?
It's hard to tell. You hear multiple different voices. Go ahead and make another perception check, Varys.
That was okay. Perception. 17.
Okay. There's a handful. But you hear what sounds like human, but then there are other sounds that are far more guttural and bestial.
Like more goblins.
Perhaps.
Okay. I think I'm gonna look around at everybody, like, kind of draw my hand axe.
Yeah.
Shall
Best
we?
be away. Best be away. All right.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
go.
I'll take off.
Okay, so
Oh,
Kaiser and
alright.
Ignatz just begin bolting off towards the fray. Ilea will quickly follow
I
suit.
follow.
Okay.
Not what I meant, but all right.
All right, so we're going to now switch the
You
music.
got like 5 seconds to clarify.
We're going to do BO1, I think.
All right. Yeah, it's when you tell us what the track is that I get to find out whether I'm going to die or not.
So, I'll say Ignatz is a little bit further ahead than the rest of you guys. And you guys, you should notice that you should be able to click on your horse tokens and see your horse's character sheets. They have been
Oh
modified.
my gosh.
What?
They have been modified slightly based on each horse's history and personalities.
Prince. Oh wait, I can't see anything about
I
the
can only
horse.
see
though.
his name.
Yeah, that's all I can see.
Well, that's unfortunate. Let me see if I can. I'll have to figure that out. Why that's.
It's all right. I at least like that I can see the horse.
Yes. You should be able to move them. Let me know if you can't move them. But.
No
Nope.
can do.
All right.
No can do.
All right. I'll figure that out later. For
All right, well.
now, let's roll initiative.
Oh boy. Really? Now of all times?
I got a 9.
It's a 21 for me.
Hey,
Hey,
nice.
I also got a 20.
Hey. Your dex is higher though, for sure.
Ooh, orcs.
Varys
I have a
was
plus
a
8.
what?
Wow.
Varys, what was
Wow.
your initiative?
21.
21. Mallory?
21.
21. All right. Okay. And then Ilea. Oh, dang. High dex on everybody except Ignatz, which is ironic.
Yay! Yep. Thankfully, I'm close enough that it won't take me 2 rounds to get there.
So, Ignatz, you're the first one that you see as you kind of come around this bend. You see what looks like a kind of a handcart wagon, which you recognize is kind of a common thing for some of the outer Palisade, kind of on a regular patrol kind of a thing. There's a handful of Palisade guards that looks like they've just been ambushed by orcs.
Okay.
Some of them aren't doing too well. You see at least one of the Palisade officers that is on the ground, not doing too well. Might be dead, might be not. You're not sure. And it looks like there is at least a magic caster of some kind among the orcs. You see a giant spectral floating, almost like a glaive, not unlike the type that Ilea summons sometimes.
Oh.
That's kind of
Oh my.
hovering right over here.
Is it clear which one is the cleric, or I guess the spellcaster among the orcs?
That would probably something you could find out on your turn.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to roll initiative for the rest of these. Well, here the horses will move with their owners.
Yay.
So I'm not
Cool.
going to do that. So we're going to roll the NPCs.
Whoa.
Ew, look at that. Wow. That's a lot of dice.
It's like
wow.
hail.
It just keeps going. Okay, that's fun. All right.
Wow.
I love how there's 3 7s.
All right, so Varys and Mallory, 2 of you are up first.
Well, I guess watching Ignatz take off, we sprint after him.
Uh-huh.
Thanks,
You can go
guys.
first. You have the higher dex, Mallory, so...
I gotta get some water. I'll be back in a minute.
So for
What's our-
reference, your horses have a base movement of 60 feet.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
60. Wow. Oh my gosh, what is happening?
Ew.
I'm just putting everything I can on the board right now. I don't know why. Couldn't tell you. Okay, I figured it out though. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Are you still riding your horse?
Yeah. I lied. Not there. Just here. Sorry.
So Mallory takes Lista up.
Yeah. An attempt to short bow this guy.
Okay. Roll for attack.
Please be good. Yikes. I'm guessing a 14 doesn't hit.
A 14 actually will hit.
No way!
As you come up, you see these orcs, they just kind of have like hides and furs, some kind of like thick leather bands on some of the shoulders. They're not as well protected as you would expect, like, like a soldier. These are very much, the ruffian type image. And so you shoot your short bow, and it lands and just kind of embeds between 2 hide plates on its arm, right as it's bringing its axe up to hit this other Palisade guard right in front of it. It shunks into his side, and he looks over at the newcomer and yells attention to the others. How much damage?
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna ask. Is that the first time they've seen us?
So this is for assassinate. Is that what you're?
Assassinate and sneak attack. Just trying to decide what can be used where.
Definitely not sneak attack, because you're definitely riding your horses at a pretty fast speed, and they're already engaged in combat. But you get advantage.
Oh, I guess I did get advantage.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, so you get sneak attack, but I don't think you get assassinate, just because they're not surprised.
Well, so that's what I was gonna ask. So if so I do get the advantage on attack rolls,
Mhm.
which gets the sneak attack, right?
Yes.
But not the crit hit.
Not the crit. Yep.
Okay. Well, I rolled
You could
higher.
roll
with
with it.
So okay. So that's a lot. That's a lot of rolling. Okay, 1 second.
That's a lot of damage.
It's
Okay,
a lot
well,
of damage.
While she's doing that, can I take as I'm doing a quick look around, are there any that look like they would be the one in charge?
Make a perception check.
Is that my action?
For this, yeah, you're actually trying to decide something that will give a very good tactical advantage to the rest of your team. So this
Okay.
would be your action.
Okay.
20 damage.
Okay. So scratch everything that I said. This guy just dies.
Oh,
Well, how about that?
that's a 17 for me.
A 17. Okay. The one. Okay, yeah.
Amazing.
The one that you see who looks the biggest and the beefiest is probably this guy back here.
That guy looks
Yeah.
the biggest and the beefiest.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to take my horse. My horse is going to move me close, kind of up to Ignatz-ish.
Okay. 60 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet towards Ignatz.
Is that?
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's.
That was 40 feet.
Okay, you want to go further?
Yeah, put me right up next to Ignatz.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that way I'm just going to kind of point at the big guy that I just kind of saw and I say, hey, that guy. We go that guy. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attempt
Let's do
a Wombo combo here.
Okay.
Amazing.
So I will Meta Magic Quicken spell.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I can bonus action cast.
Okay.
And when I do that, I can also tag on my Heighten spell.
Okay.
So I'm going to bonus action Heighten spell, hold person on that guy,
On this one.
on that one.
All right.
Amazing.
So he will roll at disadvantage.
He will roll at disadvantage. What save is it?
It's a wisdom or intelligence, or
It's wisdom.
is it wisdom? Yes,
Uh-huh.
it is wisdom.
Okay.
We're hoping this guy puts the dumb in wisdom.
At disadvantage, you said.
At disadvantage, yes.
Oh dang! You should be lucky because one of those was a natural 20. Instead, that is a 10.
Oh, fail! He is held.
All right. So that was whole person. So
Like
that's
a little baby.
That's paralysis, if I'm not mistaken.
That is paralysis.
Oh boy.
He is paralyzed.
That's a bad one.
He's paralyzed.
That is a bad one.
And I'm going to mark you for concentration.
Yes, on hold person.
And I'll just do that because there's not really a concentration thing. But yeah.
And then if I've got 5 more feet of movement, Prince will just kind of back up a little bit, just so that I'm a little out of the way. Just one more.
Okay. Well, I think it was your full movement to pull up.
Was that my full movement?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
So,
All right.
Okay, so that's Varys. You're done. Mallory, you're done as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xylea.
So Ilea will take her and Daisy up.
I missed it. How much damage did Mallory do?
20.
20.
And
Solid.
Ilea at this point will... Let me see what she's got prepared. Let's see.
Get him.
Yeah. She'll throw down a spiritual weapon as well.
Nice.
I didn't see the range on it. 60 feet, right?
60 feet, yeah. Oh, fuck. What's that?
Okay, yeah, can just get there. Well, yeah, from her, I'll say she can get it right there. She's just doing this at first level because that's what I cast it as.
It's a second level spell, though.
It is a second level spell. You're right. So it's 1d8, or a has to roll the hit first. Add advantage. Oh wow, terrible on both. Yeah, even though it's paralyzed. Wait a second, maybe actually.
I did all this work.
Hold on. Let me think. What's her wisdom? Come on. No, it just hits! It just hits! This guy's armor is so bad. That's hilarious. So that's 6, 7, 8 points damage. So this goes to that much, and he has to make a concentration check. He fails. So, I think he's concentrating. No, never mind. Different guy. Okay, so that's Ilea's turn.
Say if he was concentrating, he would have failed as soon as he became paralyzed.
Not necessarily.
Isn't that how that works?
I don't think paralysis
Not
breaks concentration.
I thought it did.
It might, but in this case,
It does in Baldur's Gate, but I don't know about in D&D.
Alright, so that was Ilea's turn. It's this guy's turn. He's paralyzed. Does he get to remake the save
At the end of his turn?
at the end of his turn?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's a wisdom,
Is
you
it
said?
still a disadvantage or no?
Yeah, still at disadvantage. No. Sorry, no. It's just the first save against it.
That was a 17.
Yeah, I think that succeed. Wait, hold up. What is my spell save? Oh yeah, that saves.
Okay, so he's no longer paralyzed, but you did take one of his turns off. Yeah.
Dang it.
Okay, so he locks up for just a brief moment, enough for Ilea's spectral, kind of golden sickle to appear and rake across his forearm.
Okay. Wait, sorry, real quick.
Mhm.
I looked it up, and according to the rulebook, the paralyzed condition does count like as being incapacitated when it comes to concentration
Okay.
rules.
Good to
It
know.
does break concentration.
Good to know. Okay. That's all he can do. Now it's this guy. He just watched his friend just get annihilated by an errant arrow, just kind of slice him across the neck. What's he gonna do? He's going to... Okay. Yeah, he's just going to kind of... Let's see. He's going to attack... His buddies are kind of under there. He's going to go for this guard that's in front of him with his great axe. At advantage because he's flanked. Yeah, that'll hit. Five points of damage to this guard. And that guard collapses.
Oh no,
Not
not that card.
And this orc is just kind of run past his body, and it's just going to jump up onto the cart, and it just begins taking some of the sacks of stuff that are on the cart. And then it's going to jump off. It's got one bag or a couple bags held in one arm, kind of slung over its shoulder, and it's going to break away from this guy. This guy's going to get an attack of opportunity with his spear, which I think does hit. yeah. And so that'll do 1d8 damage. Okay. So that was 20, 25, 30. You can get to there with just a bunch of sacks on this person. Okay. This guard, he's kind of hiding behind the cart. He'll kind of hop up and he'll shout, he'll look at to you guys and shout, "Run them down! Don't let them get away!" And he's just going to knock an arrow, and things are looking dire for those guys. So he's going to just try to... It's not looking good for them. Yeah, he's going to try to knock this guy with his short bow. That might hit. Nope, just misses. The arrow just kind of sails overhead and shunks into the ground beneath him. And then he's going to put his bow away and just grab his spear. He's just kind of in a warding position. This guard will run up. 2, 3, 4. He'll get to here, try to flank this guy. Attack with advantage with his spear. That'll hit. Maximum damage.
Nice.
Maximum.
Okay, that other orc's not looking too good, but they're kind of hemming in. Now it's that orc's turn. He's going to kind of laugh in his deep-throated... There's like, you can see there's already like blood that's kind of like thrown across his, the front of his hide armor. It's kind of on his face. He's got this blood-thirsty grin, some tusks just kind of jutting out of his mouth, and he's going to try to hit this guard. And he's going to...
That he's currently on top of?
Well, the guard he's standing on top of appears to be dead.
Oh, okay.
He's going to go for this one. That'll hit. But that's a 1 on the D12.
Woo!
Unfortunately, he didn't have that much health left. So that other one goes down, and you see another burst of blood spray up as he brings the axe down on this other guard's clavicle.
Rude.
And he just kind of saunters. Well, he's actually dead. He just kind of saunters up, gets onto the crate and you get onto the wagon, and you can see it kind of, some of the wood splinter, and it wobbles and tosses as he gets up, and he just stares at this other guard with his spear, who is also on the cart, just kind of like daring him to make a move, and just begins picking up some of the sacks. And as he turns to jump off, that guard will use his reaction to try to prevent him from, or at least give some kind of damage on him. There's a hit. Another 7 points of damage to this orc. Okay, this guy, he's going to run up here. He's going to risk it, step over his dead friend for the time being to give in a good position to hit this orc. Natural 20.
Let's go.
12, 13 points of damage, and that's enough to bring that guy down. So this other guard just kind of gives a war bellow to rival that of the other war bellows that are happening from the orcs. just runs up over it and just impales the orc right through the heart. The spear goes all the way through, and the orc gurgles and just kind of expires with a wan grin on his face. That guy needs to make a death saving throw. Okay. Ignatz, you've watched this battle, having been in one before. You see the carnage. You see, even though you don't know these Palisade guards per se, there's still that kinship. And watching Palisade get cut down by the orcs, not very happy about that. So, what do you do?
Well, let's see. I've seen these guards risking their lives to protect their cargo. That means something to me. So, this guy here has some stuff from the cart. This guy here seems like a big deal, and he also has some stuff from the cart. And then these other three are just kind of watching for now, right?
Mm-hmm. They have.
Well, that one in the back is the one that I pointed out to you as being like the biggest.
Oh, that's
of them.
right. You told me to go after this guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
He also told me to stop this guy.
Actually,
Right.
Parker, I need to revise something. This guy looks big. This guy looks big, but this guy actually looks the biggest of them all.
Oh, okay.
I thought the one guy was the biggest one, but I was mistaken.
Okay, so that's the one I would have pointed out.
Yeah, that's my fault.
The one in the middle.
Okay. Cool. In that case, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
with Kaiser to get me up to about here, because they're fast, right?
The orcs?
The horse.
Oh,
How
yeah.
close could the
60,
horse move?
60 feet.
Okay. Could I have it move me 30 feet and then I jump off?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Okay, so he's going up to about here,
Uh-huh.
and then I will ride along and I will jump off the horse and just use his momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I get up into the air, as I'm riding up, the shield goes away and I pull out the spear,
Okay.
the pike that I've got. And as I jump off of him, I start to grow and engage the giant's might.
Oh, alrighty.
And so I jump off of the horse, normal size, and I land on the ground in front of this orc. Just massive.
Okay, I'll let you decide which kind of roll you want to make here. There's a few options. There's intimidation. There's performance. There's acrobatics. How do you want this kind of display to go down? Perceived by, in particular, this guy right here.
I think intimidation
Okay.
would be the thing.
Yeah, go ahead and make an intimidation check, and you can use your strength as the base if you wish.
Oh, sick. I also have proficiency. So
Yep.
if I use my strength, that's a 25.
Okay, so steely-eyed and steel-nerved Ignatz takes Kaiser, who seems to have nerves of a similar caliber, up to close to this beefy-looking orc, jumps off, and as he's in the air, as the spear comes out, it grows with him, and he slams down practically on top of the orc, that just kind of, as he has the sack in his one arm, he looks up to you, just, oh, what do you do?
Mm-hmm. As I'm coming down at him, I'm going to bring the spear down like a hammer.
Love it.
Just two-handed. Just try to knock this guy out. So that is the pike. Plus 8 is 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And I am large, so I can add a D6 or D8. Features and traits, Giant's Might, D6. Cool. So I'm down with the pike. And I deal 11 points of. Can we call it bludgeoning damage? Because I smacked him with it?
Sure.
Okay. So 11 points of damage. Wow!
This orc just gets Gallaghered and splatted across the the damp ground. Looks up. Last thing he saw was a giant fire genasi bearing down, and then just darkness. The bag that he was holding just kind of falls limply at his side. You see, and as he falls down, you look ahead and you can see the war chief there, and he just kind of hasn't moved. Just watched the whole thing and just looks at you with this kind of almost like a challenge.
And to answer that challenge, I will step over the bags here to kind of have them within my space, and I will take the spear and just thrust at him with it with my second attack.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. And I do not as impressive 7 piercing damage.
Okay. I have not done subtraction in such a long time.
How do you math?
Okay. There he is. Okay. This guy seems to take it. He's the one that he actually is shod in armor. You can see kind of hints of what looks like chain links kind of underneath some of the patches of hide and fur that he's got on the shoulders and stuff. You kind of hit him, and there seems to be a pauldron or some other kind of shoulder plate there that you kind of got a glancing blow on. He just kind of takes it, but otherwise is unmoved and just kind of smiles and growls.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I will end my turn there.
Alright. It's now the War Chief's turn. And he's going to look around. As far as he's concerned, his group still seems to have some sway in the matter. He takes he takes one step forward and kind of slams it into the ground in front of you. He's got this great axe in both of his hands, and he just, after he slams down his foot, he just kind of gives this massive echoing war bellow. And
Wait, so question for you. If he was the one that should have been paralyzed, would he have lost this turn and that other guy should have gotten his turn?
how do you mean?
So, because the paralyzed save has to be at the end of his turn, right? So that means that he wouldn't have been able to make his save until after Ignatz went.
This is true.
Meaning Ignatz should have had advantage on that hit.
This is true. That was a oversight on my part. Yeah, okay. So, Ignatz, if you want to roll another attack, just to see if it was a critical hit or not.
See if you crit.
I do not crit.
Okay.
All right, darn.
So this guy doesn't get his turn because he recovers from the paralysis right now. But I'm going to give this guy a turn.
Right.
But hang on.
Right.
With hold person, any attack made within melee is a critical hit automatically,
So
right?
it would be a
That's
critical.
true. That is true.
So let me just make sure, because if it's paralyzed, it's within 5 feet, so I'd have to move a little bit closer. But if I saw this guy be paralyzed, I definitely would just step closer.
Okay.
So we'll call that a crit then, which is just another D10 in addition, right?
It was
Roll
double.
the dice.
Well, you did 7 damage before,
2 plus 5.
so another 2 damage then.
Yeah.
Okay. So he doesn't get the turn.
I also
but
rolled again and got a 2 again, so
Nice.
it wouldn't have been any better if I rolled.
So this guy, instead, he will... Okay. He's going... Everything's out of order, but we're fixing it now. In that case, this guy who didn't get his turn, will look at you, Ignatz. He'll put his hand out towards you, and he'll just say, in the kind of this broken, what do you call, common. And he'll just say, kneel. And you feel this compulsion kind of come over you. So I need you to make a, I believe it's a wisdom saving throw.
That's not very nice of him.
13.
Okay, that is a success.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
sweet. I did not expect that.
He, seeing that it hasn't taken effect, just begins to curse. It sounds like an Orcish, which sounds like normal Orcish. And he'll just kind of move over here. It looks like he's maintaining his distance, but he's keeping an eye on the back of his captain. It's this guy who's right next to you now. And he's going to... Yeah. He's going to do... there's another kind of spectral blade. Oh, he's got it up here, so he'll... No, that's Ilea's. So he'll...
Yeah, she has her spiritual weapon up.
He'll put his right there on your right side and try to hit you with it, Ignatz.
All right.
That's an 8 on the die, which I'm pretty sure does not succeed. Yeah, that is... Yeah. Definitely does not hit. A glancing blow from the spectral spear. It's hardly anything worth your attention at this point. Alright. So now we're back to Varys and Mallory.
Okay. Mallory, you're up first.
Cool.
The closer you guys bring both of your horses to the fray, the more resistance you're feeling in trying to get them closer.
The horses are a little bit scared.
Mm-hmm. There's only
Yeah,
one
makes
horse
sense.
that seems to have some sort of experience with battle chaos, and that's Kaiser. The other 3 were just riding horses, so you can sense they're a bit jittery.
Yeah.
Could
Can
I
I
have
just
Kaiser back up a little bit? Sorry.
That was 3 things at once. What?
Ainsley, go.
Can I move up next to Varys?
Yes. Are you taking your horse with you, or are you getting off?
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to make an animal handling check.
17.
Okay, that was the DC. Okay, so Lista can come up.
Okay.
So that was, let's see, 40 feet or 20 feet.
Do I have a shot on this guy back here? Can I see him?
That guy, there's a guard that's in the way. You could definitely, but he's got hefty cover right now.
Is this
Oh
guy?
yeah, because there's a dead guy and a living guard right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. This guy doesn't have any cover though, right? Even though he's off the path.
Which one?
This one
To
right
the
here
left.
to Ignatz's left.
Yeah, he's just got, Ignatz is just kind of a little bit, yeah, you got, I'd say from that vantage, you got enough of a line of sight on him.
Okay, cool. Let's go for that guy then.
I mean, let's be real, cover's not going to even do that much for these guys because their AC is terrible.
Especially now when Mallory's shooting at him.
Another 14.
That'll hit.
Woohoo!
Amazing.
Thanks for standing there, Jared, because now I get sneak attack.
That's what I'm here for.
Sneaky
Truly.
snake.
Another 20.
Yeah.
20 damage?
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
Absolutely freaking wreck him.
This guy's getting eviscerated.
Fails his concentration check.
Let's go.
He's still up though? That's impressive.
He's still up.
Yeah, he's a hardy feller.
Okay. Anything else on your turn, Mallory?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, Varys.
All right, we're going to attempt some shenanigans here. I'm gonna stay where I am because I think I'm still in range. Yeah. This one's the spellcaster. This one is the one that was just casting spells.
You saw this one was, and this one, also seems to have kind of spellcasting elements to it.
Okay. I'm gonna leave my horse there because I still have line of sight on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to. So first off, I'm going to hit it with a mind sliver. So have it make a intelligence save.
This will go well for it.
I hope it does.
That is a 10.
Yay! It fails. Okay. So it'll take 5, 7. So it'll take 7 psychic damage.
Okay.
And now it's going to subtract a d4 from its next saving throw, which I
It's
am
about to
going to
happen, isn't
use
it?
right now because I have one more quicken spell that I can use to quicken spell hold person on that guy.
Okay. Another wisdom save.
Yeah, now wisdom save minus a d4.
Minus a d4.
Yep.
That was a 4 on the d4.
Let's go.
So this will bring it to, let's see, 15?
Fails.
Wow, that Bane came in clutch. It rolled a natural 18.
Let's
Dang.
freaking go.
So this
now
guy
it's paralyzed.
is now paralyzed.
That was sick.
Alright, Varys, describe how your mind spike looks.
So I wanted to, you know, like the constant ticking of a bell. It just like, and you know those like torture devices where they just like play the repeating clock tick over and over.
Okay.
So I imagine that like in his mind, he's hearing a lot of these like ticking clocks really quickly,
Mhm.
but to him it sounds like a long time.
Okay.
Like he's just been listening to these ticking clocks.
So Varys just kind of comes up,
I
points towards
cast
this guy.
tinnitus.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah.
guess tinnitus.
And Ignatz, you look over to the side at this other orc, and you just see his head just go, he just kind of puts his head up. It looks like he has a splitting headache from some unseen source. Yeah, that's awesome. Are you still on your horse, Varys?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you just didn't move forward. Okay.
I just didn't move forward at all.
Okay. So it's Ilia's turn. From her position, she's going to move her blade. She might need to move up a little closer. Let me see. Yeah, so just move forward 1. And she'll move her golden sickle up to the spellcaster that's back there with her bonus action. Make an attack. Natural 20.
Let's go.
That's a 6
talking
plus
about, yeah.
2, I believe. Yep. So 6 more damage on this guy. That one's looking rough. He's scraped and bruised, but she still has her action, I believe. So, with that, she's going to... She'll try... Ha! So, here's the thing. Paralyzed, you automatically fail dex saves, right?
Yeah, you do.
Sacred Flame!
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
then that's an 8 on the die.
Nice. Max.
Sick.
It should be 2d8 now.
That's right, because it's a
We're
cantrip.
5th level. Yeah, and we're 5th level. So
An 8 and a 6.
let's
Solid.
go. Good
14.
damage.
So the golden Palatina up smash again, and
Yeah.
that guy,
Ah.
he's not looking too hot. The golden pillar of light is kind of like singed on the other side. It's like a reverse sunburn. You get the sunburn usually on the top sides, you know. He's got sunburn on the bottom of his arms and stuff, like on the throat and chin. Yeah, looks
Ooh.
like he's having a rough time of it. Okay, so this guard. See, there's an orc that's still over there. So he's going to come over down from up top, and he's just going to stick down at that orc with his spear, which can drive him, pummel into the clavicle. Natural one. He drops his spear.
Oh no.
And so,
Gosh, dang.
He's rattled.
yeah.
Poor guy.
Actually, what happens is he brings it down, and the orc sees it, and just kind of hits it aside. And orc's pretty strong, and the spear just kind of splinters at the haft.
Ooh.
So he will stay there, but he pulls out what looks like a short sword.
Gotcha.
You know, he's doing his best, and that's what matters.
Yep. This guy.
He's in a tight spot.
Being an orc in a hard place.
He looks over his shoulder, sees the giant benefactor who has come to help him out. Feels like it's okay for the time being to. He's got that sack maintained, so this guy will instead help his friends out over here and try to hit this guy with advantage from flanking. That's cocked. That will hit, I think. Yeah, just barely. Where's my d8s? I just had them. They hide. There they are.
They do disappear.
5 points of damage. That orc's not looking too good either. He's going to just shove. This guard just going to kind of shove that guard away with an athletics check. Oh boy. But can't do it. So So what this orc does is he tries to shove past. He tries to shove past that guard, but doesn't have enough momentum on it. Drawing attacks of opportunity from this guard, which that will hit. And
Huzzah!
just kind of rakes him across the back, and he collapses.
Get raped. Wait.
And the bag that he's holding also kind of tumbles out of him. Okay, the guards that are surviving, this one he's going to go over, collect the bag, pull out his crossbow, and aim it at the war chief. Ooh, natural 17. That'll hit. Ooh, a 6 on the die, so 7 more damage.
The first time these guards have ever done anything productive.
Okay. Ignatz, your go.
Okay. I just thought of something. Give me a sec. Okay. I have a silly idea,
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna try it.
We love those.
Just to learn something. So, I'm standing here looking at these guys. The guy on my left is paralyzed. So, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna look at the guy to my north, the chief here,
Mm-hmm.
and without breaking eye contact, I'm going to swing at this one on my left with
Okay.
the pole, or with the butt end of the spear
Mm-hmm.
or the pike I've got.
Go for it.
So I roll with advantage,
Correct.
and I'm gonna guess that a 21 hits.
Yeah.
Well, if you're hitting the
Sorry.
guy who's paralyzed, it's an auto crit.
Right. So I roll a d10 and I add a d6 because of Giant's Might, and then it's double whatever I roll on the dice, right?
Yes.
Okay. So after doubling the dice and adding 5, that is 29 points of damage.
Ooh. Okay.
Because I rolled a 12, add 5. No, I did that wrong. Hang on. 12? Yeah. 12 times 2, 24 plus 5. So what I want to do is I want to invoke the Cloud Rune to redirect all of that onto the chief. Because it says that it redirects the effects of the hit onto the new target as well.
Interesting. When
So
a creature
becomes the target of the attack using the same roll, this magic can transfer the attack's effects regardless of the attack's range.
Okay, this will use your reaction.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't see why this wouldn't work in an excellent tactic. Did you double the extra 6 from the Giant's Might?
I did.
Is that from...
Yes, I rolled. It's a die.
Right.
So you just double the dice, right?
There are some racial things that... No, I guess it makes sense at this time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the total damage on that was how much?
29.
My goodness, yeah.
29.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, big hit there.
Lay bong.
So as you kind of look him in the eye, and you just kind of look like you're about to go for him, and you just faint and turn towards the other guy. And as it does, this kind of black, ashy, misty kind of cloud just kind of envelops the area, and your blade goes through the guy who's next to you, not affecting him at all. But the chief captain in front of you suddenly is just gouting blood out of his side. Just... And he just kind of looks up to you. And from what you know of orcs and goblins, yeah, pain hurts them, but they seem to enjoy it on some level. He's just grinning and spitting blood at you.
Gross. So the guy on my left is looking
Look,
rough.
we can't shame, all right?
Yeah,
This is the safe space.
he's locked in place, just kind of bleeding profusely. Yeah, he's not looking too hot.
Okay. I'm going to hit him again with the back of the spear to incapacitate.
Okay.
And that is probably going to hit again. Natural 15
Yeah.
plus 8.
Mm-hmm.
So this time it's just a d10. I rolled another 2. So 4 plus 5 is 9 points of bludgeoning.
Okay. Not enough to do him in, but he looks so bad. All right.
All right.
So,
All right.
Yeah, I'll stand my ground.
all right. The war chief then.
Oh no, hang on. I'm gonna back over here if I can. Can I move through this spectral blade space?
It says it occupies it. It's kind of I'll say just to be easy on keeping track of things, I'm just gonna say no.
Okay. I can't squeeze between them either because I'm too big. So, we'll call that good. I gotta stay put.
Okay. The war chief then will try to. Let's see. Okay. How do I want to do this? Let's
Don't like that.
trying to think how this will work. He's going to yeah, okay. It's his turn. Okay. Yeah, he wants to do something now. So.
Oh, we haven't really let him do anything, have we?
No, he was paralyzed last time. Okay. So. He's going to stoop down and he's going to. I'm just going to give him a roll. That is a. Ignat's roll a d20.
10.
Okay. So he, in a deft movement, comes down, and right as you, as you're turning back after hitting the guy next to you, he's doubled over with the pain that now has him, and when he gets up, he also grabs the bag that you were kind of standing over. There's a brief window where there was an opening that he was able to grab it. And so he'll just kind of throw that over his shoulder, have his great axe, and he'll run towards this guy who has the other bag and will attempt to wrest it free from that guard. It's a natural 17 for him. And a natural 2 on the guard. And as he runs up to the guard, just kind of butts the guard right in the gut with the haft of his great axe, knocking the wind out of him. The bag drops free. He grabs it. He grabs both bags. He's both bags in one hand. He's got the axe in the other hand. And then we'll begin running off this way, provoking an attack of opportunity.
Shoot him.
I want this guard to crit so bad.
But that's only... No, that's not enough. The chainmail, the armor is too much on him. So he went... And is running off.
He's fast.
Yeah, he's got some speed on him.
How far did he... Okay, I see. Yeah.
That guy's paralyzed. He gets a chance to save, right?
At the end of his turn.
Yeah, so this will be at the end of his turn. Natural 1, he's still paralyzed.
Let's go!
And now we're back to
Nice.
the top of the round. Varys.
Okay. Well, I guess it's Mallory still.
Oh yeah, Varys and Mallory.
My ruler. So these are the only 3 left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get Lista to move, I think.
Is there a third orc somewhere? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that's the chieftain that's running away, right?
Yes.
Where's this guy on the initiative? There he is.
He's at the bottom, yeah.
This guy doesn't show up on the initiative for me.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
there
he
he
doesn't-
is.
He wasn't
That's-
toggled.
For some reason, I wasn't. Oh, okay, that's why.
So he's just kind of been watching apparently.
Nice. Go that
Fantastic.
guy.
I mean, if you want to give him a turn, you can.
Nah. This is funny. He's not. Even among orcs, he doesn't look the brightest.
He's just double confused is all.
Oh,
I will.
like looking around.
I will say he's got one of the bags. The chief handed him one of the bags.
One of the bags. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna try and get Lista to move here-ish.
Okay. Yeah, make an animal handling.
14.
Okay, yeah, that's enough.
Oh. I'm rolling a lot of 14s tonight.
It's right
Doing great.
about there.
Like, wow, I'm just gonna go in circles. Here-ish?
Okay. I'll say she gets to there.
That works. Go back.
Yeah,
Okay.
the DC will change every time based on how close you guys are getting to combat, based on previous rolls, etc. So the 14 was enough
Okay.
that time.
Makes sense.
I think I'm gonna. This guy's the one that's running, right?
The furthest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One that's
That's the leader who's running away.
Okay.
This guy also
Uh-huh.
has the bag, though.
Okay.
He got the bag.
He got the
He did.
bag.
You do.
He got the bag.
But
You
don't
get
they both
that-
have the bag? They both
You
have a
get
bag?
that bag.
One of them.
They
One
both-
of them has. Or they both have one each.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go for this guy because he seems like he's getting away faster.
Which one? Okay,
Yeah.
the big one.
Yeah.
All right. Roll for attack.
Get him.
15!
A 15.
I thought you said 50 for a second there, and I was like, I'm sorry, what?
I rolled a 50.
1-5.
Just a day in the life.
Oh,
15.
to be a rogue, rolling 50s.
A 15 will miss.
Oh! Okay.
There's kind of
But she was so enthusiastic.
yeah. There's
Well, it's because I rolled a 14 every other time, so I got one higher this time.
I see.
as the orc is running, you can hear its armor clinking, clink, clink, and it gets just enough behind one of these limbs of one of these trees. But the arrow just kind of glances off his pauldron. He seems unfazed.
Okay, well, that's it for me.
All right, Varys.
Okay, I'm going to try and circle him then. So I'm going to take my horse kind of at this diagonal here, kind of this way, over to here,
Okay.
right there.
Just give me an animal handling check real quick.
All right, let's go. Ooh, that's a 5.
Oh.
Okay, so this wasn't to get close to combat because it's a pretty open area, but the area that you're kind of traversing, it's off the path. There's dense brush. Between all that movement, Prince kind of gets stuck here and kind of rears up and refuses to go further.
Okay, well, that's fine. That's still enough range for me. I'm going to chill this guy out. Let's hit him with a ray of frost. So that will
this
be
one?
the chieftain guy that's running away.
Yeah. Okay.
That's going to be a 17, 18. Hold up. What is my? Why wouldn't it tell me what my spell attack bonus is? Plus 8. Okay, 18.
Okay, and 18 will get past his cover bonus. And that will manage
Let's
to
go.
hit.
GG.
All right. So he's going to take 5, 6, 11.
Okay.
So it's 11 cold damage, and his movement is slowed by 10 feet.
All right. So describe how the chill touch looks.
Okay. I want this to... So I know it's like chill touch, but I think it'd be cool if it hit him with like kind of like a long hour arm, like it looks like like the hand of an hourglass,
Okay.
and he just kind of like it's slowed a little bit, like a second hand. It just kind of slows him down a little bit.
Touched by a clock hand. I love it.
Touched by a clock hand.
All right, and the eyes kind of coalesces, and you see him begin to become just a little bit more sluggish.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So it's Aaliyah's turn. She's gonna try to get Daisy to move forward. Rolled really well on that.
Nice.
Kind of come around. Doesn't want to get too close, but we'll get there. And what's she gonna do? She's gonna could be fun. Sounds like fun. She'll get up to right here. She rolled a natural 19 on her animal handling check, so she can get pretty close with Daisy.
Nice.
And she's going to put her hands out and do a burning hands on both of them.
Yay!
And so that's 3d6 fire damage. They need to make dexterity. No. Yeah, dexterity saving throw. So, the Orc War Chief. That is a 15 for him, and an 11 for that guy. And her spell DC is 13. Okay, so Chief succeeds, other guy fails. 12, 13. 13 on that guy. He's not looking too good. 6 on the War Chief. A cone of flame erupts from her hands and kind of engulfs them. You hear the one orc shouting in pain. The other chief just kind of keeps on going, his eyes kind of set and very determined. Luckily, the underbrush around is damp enough that it doesn't catch. It just kind of leaves blackened scorch marks around the area.
I was wondering about that.
One of the guy, his sack that he has, it's kind of smoldering and burning a little bit. That's her turn. The guards who are still alive. This guy who has his broken spear will knock an arrow. He's got line of sight on the guy who just got burned, so he'll try to hit him. That is a natural 5, so he'll miss on that one.
That's tough luck.
This guy will also try to hit the same one. That's a natural 16. That one will hit.
Much better.
3 points of damage. Slowly but surely, this guy's getting worn down. That guy will also take a shot. Natural 19.
Still on mute, aren't I?
And there's a 6.
Not anymore.
7 more points of damage. And that other last guard. Okay. Ignots, your turn.
Huzzah! Let's see. So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
When I engage Giant Smite, my weapons become larger with me as well.
Right.
Which would include my nets.
Mm-hmm.
Could I theoretically use these larger nets to capture both of these guys at the same time because they're within 5 feet of each other?
Sure, I'm willing to try it.
Sweet. So I'm gonna move forward, and I'm gonna give this guy a thwack with my spear as I go. Just kind of finish him off, knock him out. That's a 19 to hit.
Hits. He had 1 hit point left, so this is to incapacitate.
Yes.
Okay, so he is unconscious.
Okay, not even looking. I just kind of like go to put the spear away and just smack him with it as he goes up into the backpack, and he just under the chin.
Kind of on the backswing.
Yep. And I'll bring my shield down, which has my nets stowed in it, and I'll pull out one of the nets and I'll just overhand throw it at these two from... I'll move up to this side, if I might. Let's see, where was I? I was here, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Perfect, okay.
There's
overhand the net at these guys. Is there a tree in the way?
No, there's just a spiritual weapon, so you'll have to move after after this.
So like up to here?
Yeah, I mean you can stay there to make the attack, but you just can't enter.
Can I end my turn right here if they're netted together?
Sure, yeah.
Sweet, okay. Well, I'm going to try with the net. I got to roll pretty good to get him, though. Rolled okay. It's a 17.
Okay. That will get both of them, actually.
Sick.
You got into a position where there weren't too many obstacles in the way with your size. So these are restrained, correct?
They're both restrained.
All
and I think that's all I got. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay, so the guy who just got, he's going to try to break out of the net. Well, let's see what he can do first. So he might have something else he could do. Can't move. Yeah, he's not doing too hot. Let's see how focused this is.
So just to remind you, if you're curious, the DC for breaking out of the net is a DC 10 strength check or 5 slashing damage to destroy the net.
All right. In that case, he's going to... Yeah, he's just going to try to strength break free out of it.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Classic.
That could have been an attack roll, but it wasn't. So
Yep.
No longer restrained, but that was his action, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And he's still got and he's gonna have to risk it to get the biscuit. He's going to try to run away from you.
I am gonna let him go.
All right.
Which one is this one?
Not the chieftain.
This is the grunt.
Yeah.
Not the chieftain.
And he can't dash because he used his action to break free.
Correct.
I don't know if that... They're just really fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Actually, I think he would get to there.
Okay. And he was here?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Oh, I see. They're not super fast. In that case, I am going to use my reaction to invoke my other rune. The stone rune. I'll have him make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Do you have to have line of sight on him?
Yeah, I have to be able to see him.
Okay, there's a tree in the way.
Okay, never mind then. Well, there goes that plan. I should have hit him.
Fog of War.
You're saving it for the chieftain in case the chieftain tries to escape.
Right.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
I got you. I know what
If
you're
there was a
doing.
way to do this in 3D maps, then that would be awesome. But unfortunately,
Mhm.
we are relegated to 2D.
He ran into the perfect spot.
Okay, here's the war chief.
Oh, and the war chief slowed because of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the war chief is slowed.
Okay, this might work out after all.
He's going to. He's restrained. Yeah, okay. He's going to try to break out of the net. That is a 12. It's 10 to get out of
That'll
the net.
do
right?
it.
Yeah, so he gets out of the net.
Mhm.
But that uses his action.
Mhm.
We'll also try to step away from you, Ignatz.
How's he looking?
He's scraped up and bleeding from various cuts. Not as bad off as some others, but
Right. I'm gonna. He's moving slowly, right? I'm gonna
yeah.
let him go too and hope.
Okay. So it's
And
5.
hope?
Yeah, hope that I have line of sight still.
He gets to there.
Do I still have line of sight?
Make a perception check, because at that advantage,
Okay.
depending on your height, you might have a chance.
9.
Unfortunately, he's just out of this sight.
I hate that. All right. Well, I'm not armed either. I have my shield in my fist,
Mhm.
so I would have been able to punch him, and that's it. So I think this was okay.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to your spear again?
I put it away to get the net out.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay. Now we're back at the top. Mallory.
Do I have line of sight on either of these guys?
Yes, you do. You got a better one on this one.
Okay, well I'll go for that one then.
All right.
Don't forget you can hide first.
You can do that.
Just helping.
That is true. I always forget I can do that.
It's been a
Okay.
long time too, so
I realized that the last time we played D&D, it wasn't this.
No, it was the one shots in
the other
Arizona
Yep.
That's
in
right.
July.
Yep.
yeah, it's been like 7 or 8 weeks.
It's been a long time.
Okay. Is there even anything I can hide behind? I'm on a horse.
I'm on a horse.
Well,
This whole
there-
area is
so
slightly obscured.
There's the optional rule set from Tasha's, which I don't know if you've known about this, Ainsley, but
Right.
if you don't use your movement, you can use what's called steady aim and give yourself advantage.
Oh,
The caveat is you can't move at all. So you sacrifice all movement to give yourself advantage if you can't get it from anywhere else.
Okay.
That
I'll
seems
do
like a nice
that.
trade. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. So you take a carefully aimed shot towards this fella. Make your attack roll.
22.
Yeah. That'll hit. And sneak attack because advantage.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of 6s.
Wow, that's a
What is
lot of
6-6?
damage.
You'll love to see it.
Well, 25.
Wow.
Sick.
Just wow.
Okay.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
That's just wow.
So that arrow, you get like that focused tunnel vision kind of for a brief moment as you aim your crossbow, and you're just like you're seeing him, and as he's running, it helps that he's been slowed, and you just watch this kind of intercept course as the arrow finds its mark as they're both running, and it hits him right underneath one of the scapula, It was a big hit. He groans in pain, starts bleeding, but he's still up.
You're kidding me.
Ooh.
Okay. That was your bonus action
All right.
movement and everything. Varys.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep maneuvering around. So going to this, so continuing to try and get my horse kind of around here.
Okay.
Try and get a line of sight on him, intercept him a bit.
Give me another animal handling check.
Come on, Prince, do me good. Natural 20, really?
Woo!
There it goes.
Now?
That's what I'm
Alright,
talking about.
So Prince, as a riding horse,
Could've been around
is
the
not
hill.
used to cross country. He's used to traveling on roads, and there's initial hesitation from trying to clomp through heavy undergrowth and dried pine needles and whatnot. But you urge him on, patting him on his neck, and he goes exactly where you want him to go. So, where do you put him?
I want him to go... Oh, I'm not on my measuring tool anymore. I want him to go right here.
All right.
So I have a nice line of sight on this guy.
Perfect. So you steer him over.
Yep. Does... How bad is he looking?
Which one?
The chieftain?
The chieftain. So he's got a slight hobble. He's bleeding profusely, and it looks like he's more determined than ever to get out of this fray if he can.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna try and keep him here as long as possible. We're gonna shoot another ray of frost at him.
Okay. Actually, if you were right here, right here would be your best line from him.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll go there.
Yeah.
And that is a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
Baby.
That will hit.
All right, that's gonna be 7
7 damage.
plus 7, 14.
14 damage.
Yeah, 7 plus 7.
Holding on by a thread.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
boy.
kidding me.
Jesus.
I should have gone for chromatic orb, but I wanted to slow his movement as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's your turn.
Yeah, that's my that's my turn.
All right. Ilea will nudge Daisy over this direction, and she sees how bad he is and is going to try a Sacred Flame. It's a dexterity saving
Come on, Ilea.
throw.
Bring it home, Ilea.
Does the chill touch do anything to dex saves? I don't think so.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's just on their movement.
Failure.
Let's go.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he had 2 hit points left, so minimum damage.
You're kidding. 2 hit points?
Yeah, so he goes down.
Trips on a rock, gets hit by lightning. The end.
There's still the other guy who seems to be getting away with one of the bags. The guards
For now.
who are surviving, they've kind of lost sight. You just kind of see them regrouping. This one, he'll hop down and check on one of his friends and begins underneath one of the things on the cart, pulls out some bandages and starts quickly triaging some of the wounds of one of the companions who apparently is unconscious.
Aggressive CPR.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
So the guards, they're just kind of shouting at you, "Get the bags!"
Right, like they tell us what to do.
So now it's Ignat's.
Do I have any inkling of that guy's rank who's yelling at me?
You haven't really gotten a good look at him, but
Okay.
you recognize authority when you hear it.
Okay, I'll just yell out, "Hi!" and I'll charge off after this guy. So to get to him,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to kind of push through these branches right here. Can I move through these branches if I just like
You can
coming
go.
up?
moving through the branches would slow you down,
So like 5, 10.
but it's
Would
open.
this slow me down? Like right here.
If you want to like get to him, there's a wide enough gap between the other trees that aren't on the map that you can just kind of move around the tree and get to him.
Right, but I'm here, so
Uh-huh.
I'd have to go 5, 10, 15, 20,
Uh huh.
25, 30.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I push through the branches, I might be able to get to him in 30, but you're saying that would slow me down?
Yeah. I mean, these are evergreen trees. Like they're pretty dense. Their limbs are close together.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. He's too far away for a net. So as I'm charging around, I got the free hand. I'll reach back and I'll pull out hand axe and just huck it at his back.
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh wow, rolled really good too. It's 11 on the dice, so 22 plus 5 is 27 damage.
All right. How do you want to do this?
Yes.
So the axe, I throw it blade first in hopes of just like catching him with the back of it, like the top of it, but it flips around and just, yeah, I think because it's a natural 20, if you allow it, I'll just have it like go and just clock him in the back of the head bluntly and just knock him clean out.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to.
Usually you can't do that with projectiles, but if you'll allow it.
For a natural 20, I'll let you do it. So you bring him to 0.
Okay.
And he just plants face first into the ground. His axe and bag and other materials just kind of spilling out.
I just let out a war cry. Hooah!
Yeah. So,
Indeed.
now, with that combat come
Oodalali.
to a close,
Oodalali.
Ooh, go team.
Go team indeed. I don't think any of us took damage.
No, I didn't take any damage.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the good music. I think we'll just go back to the forest ambiance.
31.
Uh-huh.
On balance.
On balance.
On balance.
On balance.
Oodalali.
Okay. So, in this immediate aftermath, the guards, the 3 guards who, well, 4 it seems, but the 3 who are still up also seem to be in good shape. It seemed that the orcs tend to focus their attacks one at a time on the various parties. There are a number of the Palisade guards who are fallen and past the point of recovery. And
I love that Jared's just bouncing back there.
the adrenaline and the heightened nerves that accompany a combat beginning to subside, you take stock of the environment around you. And you look over at the other Palisade guards. They kind of look over at their fallen comrades. Some of them sigh and just kind of shake their heads. One of them will call out, "Do you have it? Do you have the bag?"
With the remnants of my giant's might, I'm going to wrap an orc under each of my arms. These 2 guys, and pick up their bags and just drag everything back to the road.
Okay. So you're dragging the one who's unconscious. You bring back both the bags. One of the bags is heavily burnt, and is kind of beginning to fray a little bit. The bags, you notice their weight, even with your size. There is a heft to these bags.
These orcs were just casually carrying these things.
Yeah.
And so am I for the moment.
For the minute. Mhm.
Nice.
I'd like to drag the chief back over too, if I can.
Okay, the chief, who is dead,
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
also dragged over.
Just gather all of them together, all of the orcs. Find out who's still alive and start tying them together.
So that makes me think of the baptism. Who is dead?
They don't say that
Oh,
anymore,
no.
though.
Do they not? That's
Mm.
not a okay.
All right. So I think there's only the two.
Taking all their weapons.
Yeah, this guy is no longer. So there's
No longer
only-
with us.
There's only of the orcs that are there, two are alive. The one that you backhanded with your axe earlier, and then the guy there at the very end. The other ones, they seem to have expired.
There should be the one that I hit when I jumped off the horse that I went to incapacitate as well.
I think that there's one. Well, I only see two of them. They might have gotten lost in the
Okay.
fight.
All right. Anyway, I'll wrap them all together and take their weapons, and
Mm-hmm.
pull the chainmail off the chief,
Yeah.
and tie them all together with their own rope if they have any.
Most of the things that they have on them, surprisingly, very little. They're this. You get the sense that this was more of an agility strike team, kind of get in, grab, and get out kind of a thing. No need to bother with extra weight and hindrance. Make a investigation check.
I'm gonna find all their things.
Yes, do it.
I
believe
probably
it.
did not find any of their things. Investigation. 3.
Yeah. Apart from the arms and the kind of clothing that they have on you, that they have on them, yeah, these orcs, they very, very little in the way of personal possessions.
Can I also kind of poke through with him?
Sure.
No, it's okay, Mel. I got this.
Okay, never mind then.
He's very confident in his
Okay.
ability to search these
I
orcs.
I
believe-
got a 3.
He's very confident.
I got it. I got it.
So of the
I give him a side
These
eye,
guys
but
smell terrible. Oh wait, you want to help? Yeah, you can come help.
oh, okay.
of the three
It's being all
Palisade
weird.
who are there, they're kind of gathering. They're kind of patching up their wounds themselves. Ilea will kind of wander over. She'll give a familiar salute, but it looks a little bit different than the normal salute that you would give Ignatz. Make a history check real quick.
History. Another one of my best stats. Natural 20 for an 18.
Okay.
Wow.
The salute she gives, it's common even for like retired soldiers and officers to also salute other people within the ranks because it's a brotherhood. That camaraderie persists. The salute that Ilea gives, it's a little bit different. And with the natural 20, it's it's the best way to explain it. You did get a natural 20. Definitely one of subservience. Recognize you're of higher station than me. The only other time that you've seen someone give a similar gesture was someone who was found guilty of malpractice during the normal course of things. There was some sort of norm or standard that he was in violation of, and was stripped of rank and dismissed from service. And the salute that Ilea gives is something that is similar along that same kind of vein. It just reminds you of that one occasion that you saw.
So it's like this is the salute for military persons that they are obliged to give if they were dishonorably discharged.
Basically, yes.
I see. Interesting.
The guard who was kind of giving the commands and yelling out towards you will just kind of give a stiff nod to her. Will give a warmer nod to you, Ignatz, and just kind of take the bags. Do you hand him the bags?
Yeah, I just set him on the ground by him.
He'll...
What I do want to do is make an insight check to see if I can detect anything that might betray that these are thieves in disguise.
Okay. Yeah, make an insight check.
While he's doing that, do I make my way over as well?
Yeah, you guys have all kind of gathered to the area.
All right. Can
22.
I kind of turn to the leader and say, "Well, that's an awful lot of trouble for just a few bags. Must be something special in them."
The vibe that you get, Ignatz, the way the soldiers move, the crisp motions and attitudes, very much reminiscent of the kind of soldiers that you know within the Palisade. Nothing that arouses your suspicions.
Solid salute then. Just kind of stand at attention.
The one who's kind of, regard you, Varys. He'll say, "Well, it wasn't supposed to. These orcs are getting more and more numerous." And he lifts up one of the bags and heaves it back up onto the cart.
Yeah.
You just come from the south.
Yeah, indeed. And I'll tell you right now, if that's where you're heading, the orcs aren't the only problem you got.
Fetch. Well,
Goblins. They're a little bit further down there. We just ran into a pack of them.
well, we'd hoped they hadn't ranged out this far, but apparently we were mistaken. But in any case, we're very much appreciative of jumping in and helping us.
Of course, we're nothing but some good folks just passing through. But if you don't mind me asking, like, where y'all heading to?
Well, we're supposed to get back to the capital with this shipment, as it were, but I think we'll have to delay that. Any kind of gestures as the other two are lifting up the deceased and putting them back on the wagon.
Right,
So
well, you're more than welcome to accompany with us as we go a little bit further north.
So whereabouts
We can help
you
keep you
headed?
safe. Well, we're going a ways north, but for now, we're just heading to the next town up.
Well, the
I
closest
will
one on the
pull out
road
the
would
map.
be Tavos Ren.
Uh-huh.
That's where we're coming from.
I'd hate for you to have to turn back, but it seems like the safer option.
And if what you're saying is true, that there's more goblin things further down, we're just an escort. We're not meant to be, we're the Watch Regiment. We're not from the Arbor Regiment or anything. We're outmatched over here, so I think we'll just have to return and...
It's probably best for you to return, get a few more arms, and before you journey back out.
And he's looks towards the sky, which the sun now is about like halfway set. You can see the golden colors from the west transitioning to blues and violets of the sky overhead. Well, guess we might need to break camp in any case. We need to make haste. If you're heading to Tavos Ren, it might be worthwhile to keep our numbers together. This road, it's a bit more dangerous than what we're accustomed to. I think we would benefit from keeping a close band together.
I agree. And as long as you promise not to stab us in the back, I think this could be a well arrangement.
He just kind of gives you a blank stare, choosing not to engage further with that comment. I was like, well, all right then. Tavos Ren, it's let's see if it's still a couple days journey up the road, but it might be better if we cross the river first, break camp there. Well, this it kind of looks over the rest of the area. This Lantern's Edge area, I don't like it all that much.
Is their cart being pulled by horses?
It was more of like, well, you look at it now. There was a harness. It looked like it was pulled by something before, but now they're having to pull it by hand.
Okay. Well, does it seem possible that we could use a couple of our horses to pull the cart and then ride on the cart or something?
He looks over at your horses and is like, well, I appreciate the gesture, but looks like those are riding horses. They're not really equipped to pulling heavy loads such as these.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Nor do we want to strain our horses.
If you wouldn't mind helping push, though, we still might be able to make some decent progress. We'd really
I'll
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Give these dead the respect they deserve. Fallen serving their country. So, do you guys continue?
Yeah, I guess we'll continue with them, like they said, across the waterway.
Okay.
The bridge.
Pick up my net and my axe and stuff that I threw, because I need to remember not to leave that lying around.
And as long as there are 4 people that are pushing the cart, it seems to be easy enough. You're able to maintain a regular travel pace. So those of you who are with your horses, you can either tow them along while you're walking, or you can just remain in saddle and just kind of walk alongside.
Yeah. One thing that occurred to me is that we've got 2 prisoner orcs. We could put them to work pushing the cart as well when they come to, if we wanted to.
You want to bring these
Disarm them.
worthless sacks of meat with us?
Well, they can push, can't they?
Good luck trying to get them to work with you. We're better off just slitting their throats right now and ridding ourselves of them.
These are my kind of people.
Frankly, I agree with them. There's no sense in risking anything.
Okay, sounds good.
He kind of nods over to one of the other soldiers, which is younger. Which the man you're speaking to with, he has kind of a tall, kind of a narrow face, kind of a pointed chin, and a short black hair that kind of comes back, and a beard and goatee. That seems like he keeps it clean when he can, apart from the bloods and stains and gore and everything. He seems like he likes to maintain a normal, clean perspective. But he gestures over to one of the other Palisade guards, who is shorter, kind of a more round face, and he just finishes off the orcs and just kind of tosses their bodies off the path a ways. Send them back to the scavengers.
I'll watch as he does so, and then just kind of get that 1,000-yard stare back in my eyes.
Okay.
Do I notice Ignatz at all? Like being a bit distant?
I'll say make a perception check.
It's kind of a little bit nice though. Yeah, no, that's a 10.
Nothing that seems weird about it. What you just saw Ignatz just kind of like glance over towards them as he finished hacking the second orc. Yeah, you didn't notice anything
Cool.
out of the ordinary.
Cool. Good deal.
Ilea will approach tentatively towards the one that they've bound and put on the who's unconscious but still alive. She'll say, "May I? I can help our fellow guard over there." And the other guard just kind of gives her a kind of an up and down, kind of sizing her up look and says, "All right." And he kind of gestures with the head. She goes over and gives the unconscious guard a cure wounds. And
Sorry, go ahead.
he stirs. He's still in no shape to really be of any help, but he's at least alive, and nursing his wounds. And I'll say, Mallory and Varys, you do notice that there's a the hardness that he kind of had towards Ilea, the captain guy, softens a little bit. You were saying, Jared?
Oh, I was just gonna. You mentioned that the chief orc was wearing chainmail. Did I manage to get that?
Yeah, you're able to take it off. It's heavily banged up.
Okay.
Could be useful for some scrap metal, perhaps, or
Great.
repaired.
Like maybe like 5. I don't know how much chainmail weighs. 10 pounds?
I think it's on Foundry. Let me check.
Ooh.
If I can find which of these is the captain. There he is. Chainmail. Does it say heavy armor? Okay, I'll just find it on here. It's gotta be pretty heavy. Chainmail. It is 55 pounds. So
Sick.
in the condition that it's in, you've got about like 40 pounds of chainmail.
40 pounds. All right. I'm just going to start collecting scrap metal for my projects, and I'm going to put it all into the category scrap metal and just keep the weight.
Okay. I dig it.
I like this.
So you all travel. It's probably in about 30 minutes. It's well past dark by the time you actually cross the river. Those of you, the guards do light torches, counting on your numbers to discourage any, highwaymen or other orcs that might be. But those of you with dark vision can see ahead. You come up to the bridge, and it's another bridge of stonework, almost like, think like the bridge over Lake Hylia in Breath of the Wild.
What the name of Hylia?
So that kind of stonework and masonry, and you can notice that there are kind of like lichens that are beginning to grow now that the winter is subsiding a little bit. You can hear actually the river rushing underneath you, and if you kind of go over to the side and glance down, you can see what look like rapids. This part of the river is a bit more tumultuous than other parts that you've seen, but it does lend itself to the ambiance, the distant yet steady sound of rushing waters, kind of roaring beneath, and it's a good 30 feet, 40 feet down below you. But you've also noticed that the woods are even denser. As you cross the bridge, there is actually a sign that is posted. And on the sign, it says, if I can find where I put it on my notes. Where the frick? Anyway, basically, it says the sign says you are leaving Hanjilai province, entering the Jiahujia province, and it says, "Welcome to Jiahujia, the breadbasket of the empire. Um,
That's nice of them.
It's a fun nickname.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a search because I want to find. There it is. The breadbasket of the Empire, lands watched over and protected by Her Eminence, through Dairan Sala Ani Kuran. So this would be the provincial leader of Jiahujia.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Well, can you write that in the chat?
Yes. So Dairan, which is the title, the honorific, and then Sala Ani Kuran. Mallory, if you want to make a history check.
Yep. Oh, that's not as bad.
Where's my notes? 4 names.
Where am I? There I am. 16.
16. Okay. Easy enough, especially with your proximity to the province. You know of the Dairan. She is sister to the Empress. With a 16, you know she's obviously a younger sister. And you've heard tales of her being an accomplished warrior herself. It's you've heard there's an interesting thing with the nobility of the empire, it being itself a very militaristic and honor laden society. The nobility are often active participants in battles, in physical engagements, whether they're acting as commanding officers, leading their own operations, or just invite themselves to the party and want to, kill some people. It's
Cool.
So it's not unheard
They
of.
do.
It's not unheard of that even high-ranking nobility participate in battles such as this. And you know that the very wide and expansive family that the Empress is a part of, a lot of them are experienced in the ways of the sword or various other abilities. You also concur that Jiahujia is a very agricultural-based area. Most of the food that goes throughout the empire is grown and processed here.
So she's the Dairan of Jiahujia?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Fancy.
you'll expect to see lots of hills, open areas, floodplains, all the land that can be cultivated basically is being cultivated. And once you get to the other side of the bridge, with the sounds of the river still there, a nice background of white noise, you break camp and set up your tents. Anything you wish to do at this time of camping, which I'm going to switch the music to 30.
Ignat's after another hour or so, I guess, of travel, of pushing the cart. Had insisted that Mallory be allowed to ride in the cart, suggesting that having our sniper under cover, if we were to get jumped again, would be a beneficial thing. Because it was like a covered wagon, right?
It was more like a hand cart, but there were it looks like a covered wagon in the picture, but in the game it was more of like a hand cart wagon type. It did have the things that were in it were covered, and there is a little bit, I'd say like 1.5 feet of depth to the cart.
I probably would not have insisted then, just because she's got a horse and it makes more sense to stay on the horse. But if it was a covered wagon, that would have been cool.
It
But
would have
anyway,
been it would have
so
been cool.
Sometime,
but
sometime it will happen.
one of these days we'll get a covered wagon. But
And
anyway,
voila,
so full
I
day.
suppose.
You know, the end of the day, just pushing this cart for several miles, I presume. After that, I'll just kind of like wobble on my feet over and set up my tent, and then just kind of like crash on the ground for a bit and take a short rest.
Okay.
Just catch my breath.
All right.
And then once I've got my short rest in, then I'll start talking about taking watches and stuff.
Okay. There's a campfire that is built. The dead have been wrapped up as best they could, but there is definitely that urgency, not to wait too long before getting them interred. As you all sit down, and you kind of spoken with the guards, the authority figure that you were talking to, you eventually learn his name is Corporal Jarris.
Hey there, Jarris.
So he's like a squad leader of authority, leader of a relatively small band of guards. And yeah, it just tells you that you're from They're from Tavos Ren, a very small, kind of touristy village. And as he describes it, it's almost similar to Sokoru in some ways, at least from his description of it. And it's still, as we're kind of talking, it's like, I think we'll get there. Well, if we're lucky, we'll get there by sunset tomorrow if we get a nice early start. And don't want to be out here too long, but sucks to come back the way we just came. Sucks to lose so many fine guards.
Yeah, it sucks, but better take your lickings and keep moving.
And death is a licking. I think it's very much more than that.
I suppose if you want to look at it that way.
And how do you look at it, if I might ask?
Death? Well, it's all just part of the cycle. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks to lose someone. But the thing is that time and life keeps moving with or without us, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the truth.
Time doesn't stop for time doesn't stop for any of us.
One of the things that they pulled out from the cart was a small little keg, and they've given. At this point, they've kind of distributed some mugs of some just simple ale, nothing heavy, and they just, at least to the other guards, they kind of lift up their mugs and they say, "To Bowden and Shant." They say, "To Bowden and Shant." And you gather these were the names of the fallen guards. And they take their drinks. It's a very subdued atmosphere. There's, apart from Jarris, the other two don't seem to be in much of a mood to really engage in conversation, although they're friendly enough given the circumstances. And after a period of silence, of them just kind of reflecting on their losses, they begin to break and begin to set up the watches. Jarris will say, "Well, it's probably best we keep at least a couple of us take turns every few hours or so, just to make sure, we're not snuck up on by some orcs. You seem to be traveling and accustomed to this. we're a little bit less so, but I'm more than happy to help take one of those watches if you want to decide amongst yourselves how best you want to do that.
Or perhaps we should watch in pairs then. Less likely we'll get snuck up on.
That is what I was saying.
Yeah.
I laugh a little.
Ah. Is that what you meant? Well, alright then. I suppose if we want one of your guards with each of us, I can take the first watch.
All right.
Ignatz, who had been listening intently up until this point, just kind of gives Varys a look like, I'll take the next watch kind of thing, and then just like crawls into his tent and passes out.
Okay.
He's a wee bit tuckered out. Poor guy's been fighting all day.
Yes, Ainsley.
I have something I want to do
Uh-huh.
before I go to sleep. I want to use my poisoner's kit to make poison and put it in the assassin's blade that I've been carrying around.
Okay. And you're doing this in your tent, I presume.
Yeah. No, actually, I thought I'd just do it like during my watch with the one other person
By the
and
campfire.
like keep a dead eye contact while I did it.
Okay.
While you're stirring your poison.
So you pull out your
Just got
kit,
your watering
and
pestle out.
it's dark in your tent. It's going to be kind of hard to try to do this in this current situation.
What if I have the hooded lantern lit?
Then
You,
you can do that. Yes.
You also hear me snoring loudly in the tent next to you.
So you...
And just as a reminder, because it's been so long, I have a headband that lets you see in the dark. If you want to borrow it, I'm not using it right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually might just sneak that so it's less conspicuous than lighting a lantern, even though people probably wouldn't question it, but
Okay.
I am doing sketchy things, so let's make it sketchier.
All right. So you go for your lantern, and as you kind of step in the tent, you bring out your lantern. It kind of clings just a little bit, and Ignatz does that, the unconscious adjustment of sleep and the slight snore when a sleeping person hears something, and then you see his headband. You're like, oh, that might be better. And, he's so tired that he's not even going to notice if you just take the headband off.
Nope.
So you replace the lantern, put on the headband, and
It's starting to smell a little bit.
it is sweaty. There's a little bit of, like, dried blood.
No, I take it back. It would, Ignatz being a fire elemental does not sweat, so...
He is the sweat.
It's smelling smoky.
It smells like
smells
campfire.
smoky.
Yeah, smoky.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Some of the fibers
Is
are
that
kind
better?
of like burning and like melting together, but it's always a readjustment, getting used to how the dark vision, how your brain interprets it, just the grayscale and distance and perception, but it is enough for you to do what you want to do. So for the poison,
The poison for Kirska.
I'll say you have enough time for an hour, which would be enough time to distill 1 vial of poison.
Okay.
It would be
Poison.
and that vial would be enough for your assassin blade.
Oh, all 5?
No, just 1 blade.
No, yeah, but like it has 5 like
5
charges.
uses. Yes, it'd give you 5 charges. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
And also just mark somewhere on your notes 1 use of poisoner's kit materials.
Okay.
Keep track of that. Okay, so Varys, you take watch with one of the guards, who by now you've known. His name is Ferdin.
So, Ifern, do you like jazz?
Excuse me?
The music.
Sure.
You're like, yeah.
As much as any of us, I suppose. You see him. He's looks like he's got a half elf. He's got some elvish heritage to him. His hair's cropped short. He's clean shaven. You've also known him to be more of the quiet type, and he's a little surprised that you're making conversation, but he's not like against it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just figure you don't be doing this guard stuff all the time. You gotta have hobbies.
Well, I suppose there's not much. He kind of thinks to himself and he's like, actually, I do like to whittle every once in a while. And he pulls out one of his blades and just kind of finds like a piece of some of the splintered firewood that you used, and just kind of begins kind of whittling away.
Ah, I understand. I definitely thought you said wiggle, and I was a little concerned.
He's like, nah, this is a little bit different. And
Yeah.
then as it goes, it's more just the motion. It doesn't seem he's going for anything particular. Just keeping his hands busy. I'll make a perception check for him. You make a perception check as well for this first watch.
15.
15? Okay. Throughout your 2 hours or so that you're sleeping, or watching while the others are sleeping, it's very still. There's just the sound of the water in the distance rushing underneath the bridge. The sound of the crickets, an occasional hoot of an owl. Like that. Exactly.
Just the occasional one.
Yep.
The perfect yawn.
And at that point, nothing to warrant an alert of any kind. Who takes the next watch?
I think Ignat said he was taking it.
Right. So
yeah.
Ignat's. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
I have taken my short rest. I've marked it down.
Okay. You take your short rest.
Those are important for fighters, you know?
Yes.
They're a little nappy.
You take watch.
They do like some nap.
You take your watch with Dolin, who was the other human guy, the other one who had finished off the orcs at Jairus's insistent. He just kind of plops down his back to one of the trees and just kind of sits there, just kind of watching. There is another look of, that distant stare. One who is grappling with the sudden loss of a compatriot who they had been, talking with just moments before that orc attack. It looks like he's still definitely processing through that, but still keen enough to maintain his watch.
Yep. I'll kind of give him space.
Okay. Go ahead and make your perception check.
23.
Okay.
Nice.
You are keenly alert,
That's what I'm talking.
Especially given the circumstances, understanding the danger that the road is and the carnage that you witnessed earlier in the day. So your eyes and your ears are keen. You do hear some twigs break every once in a while, but it's probably just a deer or some other game. There's nothing that is threatening, and your watch comes to an end. Third watch?
I'll wake up Ilea.
Okay. She'll get up and stir. As this would have been discussed as well, at least one of the watches will only have to be one person. So, because they only have... Well, actually, no, there's the fourth guy that who's recruited.
They brought back.
Who's still alive. Yeah, so he's still alive. So he'll take... Actually, no, Jairus will be with Ilea. for this third watch. Okay. And then Mallory, you're on the last one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You'll take your
Yep.
watch with the other soldier who is recovering, whose name is Garland.
Mayor
Dude.
Garland.
You see some elvish heritage in there as well. The divine magic from Ilea definitely helped. He's able to walk, but he's still kind of favoring like his side. And it seems more than anything the emotional memory, the emotional pain that is lingering.
Emotional damage.
Yes. Kind of glances towards you, immediately picks up that you're not the talkative type, and doesn't try to force any conversation, and you just kind of maintain your awkward vigil. So make your perception check.
Yeah, checks out.
Mallory doesn't watch, she broods.
She's Batman.
18.
18? Okay.
She does not simply sit.
The justice.
Justice.
And then
And vengeance.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a dark sky. There are what you can see of the sky through the canopy, not a whole lot. Occasional specks of light that are intermittent, showing between clouds, it seems. Other than that, it's peace and quiet. Ignatz.
For when have we arrived at morning, or am I jumping the gun?
At this point, yes. The sun is rising and daybreak.
Okay. I had an idea for something Ilea might want to do in the morning.
Okay.
There is a second level cleric spell called Gentle Repose.
Yes. Yes.
And it's a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So she could spend a couple minutes, 10 minutes or so per dead body that we're bringing with us, and essentially protect them from decay.
Yes.
For the remainder of the next 10 days.
That is definitely something that she wants to do.
That's a good idea.
I expected she probably didn't have it prepared yesterday.
No, she did not. Did not anticipate.
But she might want to prepare it for today, yeah.
Yes. So, you guys get ready for the day. They break out their rations. You guys have rations too.
Yeah. Oh, here, let me mark off those.
Yes, Varys, feed us.
Oh, feed us. How are we doing on rations, actually? Rations? Oh, we're doing just fine. We've got
we bought
21
a bunch
rations.
before we left.
We've got 21 still.
And the horses graze. And I will spend the morning rushing Kaiser and attempting to make more of a bond with Kaiser.
Okay, make an animal
Again.
handling check.
You can do it, Kaiser. You can do it.
Oh, that's good. 17.
Okay. It's interesting because there's almost seems to be some kind of, almost like, for lack of a better term, some kind of intelligence behind Kaiser's eyes. You're not sure if it's just Kaiser or if it's just horses or if it's just you kind of manifesting that into existence. But you get the sense that after he saw how you fared in combat and how you jumped off of him and used him, he seemed pretty impressed by that. And he's
Pretty impressed for a horse.
as opposed to seeing you as an inferior, you're now more on equal footing.
Cool. Happy to hear it. I'll give
How do I
him
feel
give him a good brushing.
How do I feel like Lista feels about me?
Have you made any sort of overtures towards improving your relationship with her, or is this kind of as it is right now?
I mean, I probably would have, taken her over somewhere to graze most days, but I don't think I've probably done anything crazier than that.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
Also, I'm definitely combing Prince. I'm not taking him out for runs. No. I am grooming him.
Okay.
9.
9? Okay. She seems as indifferent as ever.
You know what?
Lista.
Slay Queen.
You just kind of lead her off to graze, and even
Great, I love
though
her.
you know that horses are social creatures, while the other 3 horses kind of graze, kind of roughly in the same area, Lista's, like 30 paces away, just kind of by herself, just kind of grazing.
Mm.
And
She
Woman
also
after my own
breeds.
heart.
yes. And
Ballista.
you know what, Varys, you can also make an animal handling check.
That's a natural 20.
Let's
Okay.
go.
This
Horse.
horse.
When you
Go
guys
for
wake
horse.
up, in the morning and you look over towards Prince, as the sun comes up, the sun rays break through the boughs of the trees, and it just kind of glistens off of his golden pale coat. This horse looks fantastic. He looks like this horse just looks like he woke up after spending hours at the spa, He just looks relaxed.
You just
I just woke up like this. Amazing.
you
Like-
you hear like subtly in the distance. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
And as soon as he
Wonderful.
notices that you're looking at him, you see him like hold his head up even further. He's like, "Yes, look at me. I'm awesome."
I lean over to Kaiser. Prince is a little full of himself, isn't he?
Kaiser snorts.
Brushing.
You're not sure if that was an assent or what, but
Just a snort.
after a camp is broken, you continue on your way. Let's determine the marching order. You've got one
Probably
day.
the same as the one we had coming up here.
Okay. And there's enough of you that you can have 2 people in the front rank, if you
Okay.
wish.
So do you want to go 2 by 2?
Because the guards
Yep.
are also forming the ranks here.
Are we still having to push the cart, though?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, am I pushing from behind, or can I pull it from the front, from where the harness was?
So there's people in the back and there's people in the front. You can alternate and set your positions as you will.
Cool. I'd like to be in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take up my position kind of towards the rear.
Okay.
I'll be at the front.
Okay. We'll have who was what was his name? Who was the one that was on watch with you?
With me?
Which one?
With Milori.
That was, you said it was Garland.
As
Garland.
I say, he had
Yeah.
a Christmas name.
Yeah, Garland.
Yeah.
He'll be
He
in
had
the
a
front.
Christmassy name.
Very
That's
Christmas.
It's 11:30. That's what I got for you.
That's
That's fair.
perfect.
That's fair.
With the elvish ancestry, those eyes will be better suited in the front. So you continue marching. Mallory, make a perception check. Those of you in the back, make a perception check. Natural
I'm just
19
pulling.
for Garland.
Natural 1.
Okay.
I am not. Wow, I went from a natural 20 to a natural 1. I love it when that happens.
Okay.
Whiplash.
Woo.
People in the back are a little distracted.
You're all
I don't
about balance.
I don't see nothing.
Garland is the only one who's pulling anything. He's that's like a natural 19, so like a 24 or something.
Wow. Pop off,
heck
Garland.
yeah.
Pop off.
So, okay.
Nothing quite like rolling the dice and just saying, okay, to get us all on our toes.
Ooh.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay. You continue on the road, and you're now within the
Do we?
forest. You're in the forest now. It's no longer like that transition stage. You are fully surrounded by an equal density of trees and bushes on all sides. It's only the road that kind of makes a minor swath through this growth. You sense that there is a very subtle incline that's like high, like your left foot is just ever so slightly higher than your right foot. And those of you with high enough perception, it's enough to just annoy you more than anything, unless you're riding your horses. And Mallory, this makes sense given what you know, that the crater of Sylar is now to your left. The inclines will be going up further, and it seems this road is kind of tracing along the base of that crater incline. And as you're continuing on the road, you see what looks like more stone ruins kind of approaching in the distance. As you get closer, it looks like it was an old keep, an old garrison of some kind. Weathered stones kind of falling apart in pieces. The tower itself rises maybe 25, 30 feet up towards the air. And it's just kind of there off the side of the road as a kind of watch point or a garrison of some kind that hasn't been used in some time. The other guards that are walking past it don't seem to notice it. Like, they've known it's here for a long time. They just continue walking on their path. And the rest of the day, if there's anything you wish to do during this travel, the day goes by without incident. Ignatz.
Yeah, so we're walking towards Tavos Ren, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Have we reached the fork in the road that goes off to the east yet?
So I decided I'm changing the map so that Tavos Run is at that intersection.
Oh, okay, cool.
Makes more sense that way. So
right.
You are approaching that city or that village soon, and sure enough, as you're about the golden hour, an hour before sunset, when the sky is nice and yellow, you start seeing what look like small log cabins. You see squirrels kind of scampering across the pathway in front. And the whole place just smells of pine forest, And as you're getting closer, you can smell the sense of burning pine, campfires, chimneys, and things of that nature. You see what looks like a few pheasants just kind of wandering around. And the density of the cabins get closer. Like, they're very spread out I'll put it this way. There's not an obvious start to the village. It just kind of begins with a few cabins, and then they get more and more clustered together as you get closer. Ignatz.
Do the pheasants look like wild pheasants, right?
Make a nature check.
Nature check.
Ooh.
Ooh, natural 1.
Ooh.
Ooh.
They're totally wild pheasants.
Great. All right.
Totally.
I'm gonna point at him, and I'm gonna turn to Varus, who I guess Varus is in the back pushing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mel,
would
you were
not
in
be
the
help.
front.
I would not be helping push.
He's not helping push, but he's in the
okay.
back rank.
Okay.
I am in the back rank, just watching.
So Mallory's in the front. I'll turn to Mallory. I'll point at the pheasants, and I'll say, "Rations."
It's not a bad idea.
I'm not saying I don't love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of look at it and nod, like, yeah. Have I seen this kind of bird before?
Make a nature check.
That's what I'm best at. How did you know?
Roll better than me.
You're not gonna believe me when I tell you it's another 9.
You've never seen these birds before. Um,
Probably
they
fine. Go for it.
they look like oversized chickens, some ways, with extended tail feathers, and they're just kind of meandering around, pecking at the ground.
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna turn to the guards who are pulling
forth and
with me,
hunt.
and I'm gonna say, "What?"
I
Was
said
that?
go forth and hunt.
Okay, I'll turn to the other guards next to me, and I'll say, "Hang on, I'm gonna catch us some dinner. Give me a sec."
You what? They turn. They see you marching
And
off.
I'm pulling out my longbow, just kind of like looking at the pheasants.
No! Don't do that. One of the guards.
Full draw. Just look back at him.
I rolled.
What?
I rolled to see how quick Jairus would be on the draw. He rolled a natural 18.
Excellent.
So he's like, don't, those, you don't want to hunt something that doesn't belong to you.
What do you mean?
I mean,
They're wild, ain't
nobody
they?
owns what's
No.
wild, right?
No, they're not wild. They're
Slowly letting the tension out of the bow. Not wild?
no, they're free range farming. It's a lot of what Travis runs about here. So probably should
Okay.
let you know. I didn't. Okay. Yeah. Now we know.
Now we know. Okay, cool. So the longbow, I'll kind of give like a look at the pheasants, be like, "You got lucky this time," and then I'll walk back over and start pulling the cart again.
Not gonna lie, I really wanted you to go for it. It would have been
It
funny.
was close.
But the dice have spoken.
The dice have prevented tragedy.
So as you kind of continued in, the village, in some ways, is reminiscent of Sokoru as far as its size. It's actually a bit bigger, just a little bit, more spread out, if anything, than Sokoru. Where Sokoru had nice lined streets. This is just very much a collection of cabins. It's like the people just kind of built where there was land, and it was like, well, we'll figure out organization later, kind of a thing. You do see there are small pens. There are some some pigs that have been riding in the mud.
I know what a pen is, but I still immediately thought that there were just some tiny writing utensils all over the place.
Yes.
I was like, yes.
Incredible.
Varys, the smell of the pigsty is fantastic. In all the
It's
worst
fantastic,
ways.
huh? Yeah.
Incredible.
If you could see Varys's nose crinkle upward any more than it could, because their noses are already like basically straight up and down.
Oh yeah.
If you could see his nose crinkle, you would see it just like recede, like back into his skull.
I love it.
Most of these cabins have a small pen of some kind. Some have chickens, some have pigs. You see a peacock in one of them. And it's very much just a collection of cottages and cabins. Everyone is unique in its build. Almost like they were all built by their owners. You know, there's not like an HOA or anything that's like going for a unified look here. This is very much just a chaotic collection of people who just wanted to build houses and just kind of went with it as they built it. The Discord is a little upsetting to you, Varys.
You just see me just kind of hum.
Some of them have 2 stories. One of them just looks like like it was one room that was stacked 3 high. Just you're not sure how well it was engineered, but there it is.
It's not a very pretty town, is it?
It has its charms, and once you get closer, things stabilize a little bit more. There are more buildings that don't seem to just be residences. As you're kind of pulling through, there are a few people who just kind of look out the windows and see the incoming people. Jara says, well, normally we're a bit more welcoming, but given recent circumstances, everyone's a little just on edge.
I can
Has
imagine
something
as
happened
much.
here recently?
Well, it's the ongoing problem with orcs, and
Oh yeah.
they're coming in here pretty regularly and going off with our small game and the animals and everyone. It really is a shame that you're seeing Tavlos run like this. It's usually such a lively and happy place, but you know.
Yeah, real pity. I bet it looks a lot better otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I say trying to conceal my sarcasm just a little bit.
yeah.
Just a little.
Jarvis just kind of lays off on that. It's like, well, if you're, the sun is about to set at this point. If you're looking for a place to stay, head over to the bottomless barrel. And he kind of points down the way toward this kind of long, almost like a longhouse type building, single story, way longer than it is wide. It just kind of points in that direction. Oh, for the record, Ilea did definitely do the gentle repose thing.
Okay, cool.
Forgot to mark that off, but we're just gonna bring these over. And he kind of looks up and down towards the way, and you can see there's a small stockade, the Palisade stockade, and then a small chapel a little bit further down. And so the Palisade guards separate from that point, heading off in that direction.
Okay. I'll turn to the others and I'll say, time to get some grub, get some sleep. And I think while we're here, maybe we ask about them, Despacito beasts? What were they called?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're called, actually. The Despacito beasts.
Despacito beasts.
Melora, you heard of those Despacito beasts, right? That's the one we're hunting.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
I feel like you're messing with me. Did I say it wrong?
No. Why would I be messing with you about something like that?
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Wait, can I do a deception?
Yes.
Just so you know, I have advantage. So if you want to negate my advantage, you got to say it now.
Nah, you can keep your advantage. I rolled really well.
Natural 20.
Son of a bitch.
You pick up.
I got a 19. You.
Read him
I
and
was
weep.
like, as long as he doesn't roll a 20, I'm fine.
And he did.
Got a 20 and a 15. Yep.
All right, whatever.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll just give you a look like. I'll find out what they're called eventually. Anyway, so yeah, we ask about the Despacito beasts, and we
Just
can
make sure
also
you do it a
maybe-
bit slowly. People may not. Just real slowly.
I feel like you're making a joke. I'm not sure if I understand the joke, but anyway, we'll slowly ask.
Yeah,
about the
nice and
Despacito
slowly.
beasts. And then, we will. I was thinking that we could ask about the orc problem too. Maybe if there's a group, like a base that they have, that's kind of in the same area as where we want to go hunting anyway. Maybe we could get some extra gold from the the local regent or
That's
local.
I'd like
It's
to
only
know
if
if
they're
that's gonna be
willing.
something we're dealing with frequently.
If they want to pay us to hunt the orcs while we're in the area, that's good. That's good
Yeah, as
money.
long as we're already in the area.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't want to detract from that. I wouldn't know that word. I wouldn't want to keep us here longer than we need to be, because I know we're in a hurry. But
Yeah,
extra money never hurt.
that's fair. We got to get where we're going anyway. So
You come up
as long
to,
as it,
at this point, you are approaching the tavern, and you can see that there are hitching posts for tying up the horses. There are a few, there's like one or two other horses that are already hitched there, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. And there's enough
I'm gonna try and
grass and
sneak.
undergrowth in the area that you don't need, that you can just let them graze in the area, they'll be fine.
Cool.
I'm gonna try and sneak 2 treats for Prince.
Okay, make a sleight of hand.
I'm just gonna. Woohoo! 14.
Okay, actually, I think Malloy picks up on it. I think she's the only one that notices.
I have a 15 passive perception as well.
Oh, you do? Okay, so Ignatz also does it. And the...
Everyone knows.
I'm not exactly subtle about it
Ilea doesn't
as much as I
recognize
try
it.
to be.
You tie up the
Woo!
horses,
I think it's like
and you enter the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to track 32.
Forgot I was listening to music.
Yeah.
Because it
It just sounds so good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you step inside, or you open the door, and you see the place is pretty full. There's a lot of people in there. It looks fairly lively. It seems like almost the entire village, it seems, is here in this tavern. You see people playing cards. You see people just kind of hanging out, enjoying, chatting over a frothing pint of ale. You see some people, it looks like, throwing darts. Very focusing on throwing something and laughing and groaning in defeat. There is an oddly discongruent atmosphere of joviality. If you guys want to make an insight check, you may do so.
Yeah.
I do it.
I said rolled higher than a 9.
Yay!
I did not.
I got a 15.
19.
19. Okay.
13.
Woo.
Okay. You pick up on it a little bit, Ignatz, but Varys and Mallory, you really pick up on it, and what you see is a village of just normal, common folk doing their best and trying to have some source of positivity in recent events. Some of the jokes that you see, that you hear, and the reactions being given seem overwrought sometimes. You do see some people that are just passed out already, even though the sun is barely setting.
They are turned.
Yeah, this is a group of people who are just doing the best that they can given their circumstances. There are a few that kind of turn their heads towards you as you walk in, but don't. Actually, as you walk in, there are a few heads that turn, and then a few more. And then it seems like your presence is just kind of like rippled across the attention of nearly everybody within this place. Which, for the record, it does just look like a large, open, expansive area. The tavern area is at one end. You can see the rafters above. It's a single floor. All of the tables and the kegs are kind of concentrated in this same area. There's a cooking pit kind of at the center of this kind of area with a chimney that kind of goes up towards the top. And it has a few pots that are just kind of boiling. And you get the sense of vegetable stew and a few like small game meats kind of being passed around. And over further down, there aren't rooms. This is a hostel. So they're just kind of stalls that are just kind of separated by curtains where the visitors who come can stay. Look at my notes here. Once your attention has been broadcasted to everybody else within the tavern, you see kind of at the end a half-elven woman, kind of in her middle age, probably in her 40s. Her hair kind of comes up with a poof in the front, and she's got a few curls in the back, but the rest of it is kind of pulled back in a tight bun. She's wearing traditional, like a bartending, serving girl's kind of outfit. She's moving mugs and pints and occasional platters to the patrons. And she'll say, "Well, it's been a long time. You've come far. Come. Let's get you situated." And she'll finish serving, and she'll insist that you follow her toward another table.
Right. Well. Okay then.
I can't imagine how you've gone to go through to come here. To come here, anyways. We're a small town, but well, it's been a week or two since we've had any new visitors. And you look around, and everybody else that's in this tavern are villagers. Like, there aren't tourists here currently. And she says, "It's a real shame. This place is usually so poppin'. Please make yourselves comfortable.
Yeah.
What can I get you? A drink. Get you nice and rested after your travels."
I'll take an ale.
One ale?
Yeah, also, who do I talk to about the local gossip and the maybe any bounties or anything that are
Well, if it's gossip you're looking for,
of
then
interest?
you come to the right woman. Nothing happens within this village without me hearing about it and tell you that that's a fact.
Okay, great.
Bounties.
Our luck continues. Yeah.
Is one of them bounty hunters?
Notice you. I'll lower my voice. Notice you got a bit of an orc problem.
Oh, that is a bit of a problem. But between you and me, we don't really talk about that here during the night. It's the one thing that I kind of do to help keep the minds off it, if you know what I mean. If you start going around talking to people about the orcs here within the bottom of the barrel, well, let's just say I won't stop them when they throw you out of the premises on their bare butt.
Okay. Can I talk to you about it here?
I mean, she kind of leans in closer. What's it you want to know?
Oh, you got a problem, and my friends and I have a way with fixing problems.
He wants to know if if the town is looking to hire some people. That's what he's asking.
If there's a nest of them or a den of them, and they happen to be on our way, then maybe we could do you a favor.
Well, if you're up to facing down a whole godforsaken horde of orcs, then who am I to stop you? You seem like you're capable enough. But if that's what you're really wanting to do around these parts, then I can tell you between you and me that the village would be mighty appreciative if there's anything you could do. You'd want to talk to the Vaden of the village, but I'm also going to say that probably won't be a productive conversation until tomorrow in the morning, for kind of the same reasons that I've already said. Now, I've lingered too much. I'll be back with your drinks. Excuse me.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
And she goes off, and you hear other people calling for another drink. He's like, yeah, I'm coming.
Who are we
Yes.
supposed to talk to? I missed that part.
The Vaden, which would be it's essentially the lowest rank of nobility, would be the resident noble of a village of this size. She didn't give you a name at this point, but
Yeah, but at the very least, got an idea. Well, look, again, we don't want to go around making promises we can't keep, so.
Well, yeah, I just, just wanted to get some information.
I know. I'm just saying. I reckon we better be on the safer side of what we can do.
Well,
Elias,
even if we can't go and take care of them, at least we know where to not go.
Yeah, it's fair.
Elias says it would be good to. We don't have to decide right now, but it would at least be good to get some more information. If there really are a lot of orcs, then 4 of us, there's only so much we can do.
And look, I'm not saying the information's bad. I'm saying that we better be careful with what we're promising people.
Right.
Okay, I won't make
We
any
don't-
promises.
We don't want to tell them. We don't want to tell them we'll take care of their orc problem if we can't.
Yes, sir.
The bartender comes back at this point. She's like, "And here you are." She's carrying her plate with the 4 pints and definitely slides them over to the table. Now, if you're going to want a room, or it's not really a room that we have here, actually, but if there's it's a bed and it's a roof, and if you're wanting to stay for the night, for the 4 of you, 2 silver.
That's very kind of you. Yeah, I
That-
think we'll take you. I think we'll take you up on that for tonight for sure.
2 silver? That is a number that I know. I will pull out exactly 2 silver.
Ah, excellent. Well, whatever business you do end up staying here for, hope it's an enjoyable time, notwithstanding the circumstances. Now, by chance, have you heard about the Tavernathlon?
No.
Oh no?
The Tavernathlon. It's kind of the big
Sounds
thing
like a
that we're
drinking game.
famous here in our little village. Seems that you came on the right day. This happens only once a week, and you're here just in time. Should you wish to participate?
What exactly is this Tavernathlon?
Well, it's
Is
exactly
that
Tell
what you
me
said?
more.
Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. A marathon of all the typical tavern games you might expect to find. And the winner of them all gets a prize that might last them for the week.
Yeah.
Think about
Very
it.
interesting
It'll be starting
indeed.
in about 20 minutes or so some time to mull it over.
So if we're just passing through, this prize, would that still be worthwhile to us if we were to leave as early as tomorrow?
Well, if free food, free drinks, and free lodging is a good enough price for you, then maybe.
Free food.
I know how much you like that.
Sounds like fun to me.
Not to mention bragging rights. Between you and me, the villagers hate it when tourists like you come in and usurp their dominion, as it were. But it makes for a great show.
Okay.
I reckon.
Making enemies, free food. It's a hard one.
Just think
I
about it.
turn and look at Mel.
I gotta go.
Well, luckily,
The bartender goes off to serve some other people. Seems like she's kept very busy.
luckily you won't be enemies for long.
And it's not like we can't take care of enemies, so free food.
But these are townspeople. You're not supposed to kill the good ones, right?
We're
Not
gonna
trying
be
to
gone
kill
before
any-
they can do anything.
I was gonna say we're not trying to kill anybody.
Okay. I must have misread your tone of voice. Anyway,
Well, Mallory generally likes to kill people, but that's besides the point.
all right, this is getting too philosophical for me. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna kind of walk over and just kind of lean against the bar, essentially indicating that I am ready to join this game, whatever it is.
Okay. So, it is 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed here.
And this little mini game will be a little bit more than can be done in 10 minutes. So, I think this is a good place to stop. Right about this time, you hear a glass clinking, bing, bing, king, 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 and you see the bartender, and it's like, all right, now you saw a lot. It's what you came here for. Tonight's the night of the Tabernathlon. We'll be beginning here shortly. And it seems some of our new guests have decided to participate in some form or other. So, Gary, you think you're gonna maintain hold of your bragging rights this week? And you look over and there's this other like beer-bellied older man. He's kind of like balding on the top. He was like, "You bet your bottom I haven't done this in so long. It's not a dollar.
Emblem?
You bet your bottom emblem that I'm gonna win it." It's like, well, we'll see about that. We'll getting here situated here in the next 10 minutes. Then we'll get started. And so with that, as there's a new sense of energy that is injected into the tavern, tables start getting rearranged. It seems like everybody knows what to do. They know what to expect. They know what it's about. And
Amazing.
that's where we're going to pick off there on the next time, whenever that might be.
I hope soon. Are we not able to do this
Speaking of-
Sunday?
Yeah, speaking of, let's choose a day.
Yeah. Are we able to do Sunday again?
I am theoretically.